It seems like every day is something else, another reason to be stressing.
And you just wanna run away. Said you just wanna run away.
Hello, students of Pharmacy and Medical Technology.
Assalamu alaikum.
And John Pobisnar here,
Broadcasting from somewhere inside the school campus.
here to share information about the respiratory system
So sit back.
and enjoy.
When we hear of respiration, we might say that it only contains one process. But as a matter of fact, it has two processes. The first one would be being the providers of oxygen needed to make ATP from glucose, and the other gets rid of toxic carbon dioxide.
In addition to respiration, the respiratory system performs the following functions, which are regulation of blood pH, voice production, olfaction, and innate immunity.
Anatomy of
Looky here, what do we have? Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that I'm
The nose and nasal cavity forms the main external opening of the respiratory system and are the first section of the body's airway. It is made up of cartilage, bone, muscle, and skin. The function of the nasal cavity is to warm, moisturize, and filter air entering the body before it reaches the lungs. Pharynx or throat is a muscular funnel that extends from the posterior end of the nasal cavity to the superior end of the esophagus and larynx. Larynx, or the voice box, is a short section of the airway that connects the laryngopharynx and the trachea. The larynx contains special structures known as vocal folds, which allow the body to produce the sounds of speech and singing.
The trachea, or windpipe, connects the larynx to the bronchi and allows air to pass through the neck and into the thorax. The main function of the trachea is to provide a clear airway for air to enter and exit the lungs. Bronchi and bronchioles. At the inferior end of the trachea, the airway splits into left and right branches known as the primary bronchi. The main function of the bronchi and the bronchioles is to carry air from the trachea into the lungs. Lungs are a pair of large spongy organs found in the thorax lateral to the heart and superior to the diaphragm. The alveoli allows air entry. The alveoli exchange its gases with the blood passing through the capillaries. This is Mary Antoinette,
And this is Serena Andrea reporting.
another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know.
Ventilation and respiratory volumes. There are two phases of ventilation. First is inspiration or inhalation. It is the movement of the air into the lungs. While the second is expiration or exhalation is the movement of air out of the lungs. This is the Nalamayanakan reporting.
Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that
Gas exchange. This is Hannah Marie Barado reporting. The exchange of gases across the respiratory membrane is influenced by the thickness of the membrane, the total surface area of the respiratory membrane, and the partial pressure of gases across the membrane. The partial pressure gradient diffused down in atmospheric air comes in contact with the water-based fluid in the lungs. Carbon dioxide and oxygen is sold in the fluid.
pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that
gas transport in blood. Kimberly Barrera reporting.
98.5% of oxygen transported in the blood combines reversibly with hemoglobin. Carbon dioxide is transported in three ways. First, 70% dissolved in plasma. Second, 20% combines with plasma, blood proteins, and 70% form bicarbonates ion.
pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that
Rhythmic breathing. J. Vero.
Maria Clarice B. Mayotas. Camille P. Reporting.
another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does
Neurons are active in this process. The medullary respiratory center establishes the rhythmic breathing, while the pontine respiratory group appears to be with a switch
between inspiration and expiration.
Its first purpose would be starting inspiration, proceeding to increase it by adding more nutrients to be finalized. In stopping inspiration by relaxation of respiratory muscles. Oxygen is consumed in this process to produce carbon dioxide, which serves as the major chemical regulator in breathing. If it increases, the blood pressure decreases, resulting in increased breathing.
Anything ready for me to grab, but little does she know that
Effects of exercise and breathing. Martley reported. Breathing during exercise can be divided into two phases. First, breathing increases abruptly, meaning it can be as much as 50% of the total increase that will occur. Second, breathing increases gradually. After the immediate increase, it becomes continuous for the next 4 to 6 minutes.